In the second talk in our series on marriage hacks, Pastor Jim walks us through how we can love well if we are currently married. One of the ways he mentions we can do this is by knowing our spouse's love language. If you don't know your love language or your spouse's, I would suggest a quick search for love language quiz and find out. Now, if you've been married for a minute, chances are you have heard of love languages, but do you speak them regularly? That's the tricky thing with love languages. We often stop just short of putting them into use. It can be fun and exciting when you get those test results to pop up, learning something new about yourself and your spouse. Maybe in that immediate week that follows, you and your spouse start laying on compliments or emptying the dishwasher without being asked, or being more affectionate, but then life kicks in. You have work projects piling up, homework to do, people to feed, and we resign to the same things we were doing before. We need to put these new languages to use. We can do this in small ways and intentional ways, but I am going to be honest, they don't sound very romantic. Often we see romance as spontaneous, grand gestures, but it can also be thoughtful and planned. What I would encourage you to do is take out your calendars, digital or paper, and plan one thing for the next month that you can do to speak your spouse's love language. If your spouse's love language is words of affirmation, maybe you put a reminder on your phone to send a quick text to say you're thinking of her, or a note on the bathroom mirror with your favorite things about him. If you're trying to speak the language of acts of service, you might make a note to take on a chore that you don't normally do, or start the day by asking, what is one thing I can do today that would help you? The options are endless, but the point is that it doesn't need to be elaborate or even cost you a dime. Loving someone well is about putting them first, considering their needs before your own. While it's important to put the effort into speaking someone's specific love language, we also have a responsibility to welcome all loving acts that come our way, regardless of what language they come in.